Several lifetimes.
Yo, 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 what's up? It's episode 2. I'm Sarah Tiffany, and this is Several Lifetimes, the podcast. We made it to 2, Ryan.
Hey, we're here.
We are.
Congrats.
I am super excited for this episode. This episode kicks off what we're calling the time I was a party promoter. And so I have some people here who know a little bit about the game, and welcoming back Ryan, who I asked her today, like, what do we need to do so you could be on every episode? I feel comfortable with her here.
I love being here.
Yeah. So I think we know what's up, right? So Several Lifetimes, the podcast is about my life, but not just my life. It's about all the people I've met along the way, the ups, the downs, the love, the loss. And I feel like everybody's lived several lifetimes, right? So when I start talking about it, even before, it's like, yeah, oh, you did do that. Or like, oh my, you did go through that. And so Several Lifetimes, I think, is highly relatable. I hope people watch it. And I'm excited to be back. So I want to pass to Ryan really quick.
Yes.
I want you to reintroduce yourself.
All right.
But also really briefly, talk about, you just did some dope shit like this last week.
Did I? I'm so busy.
I know.
I can't ever remember what I'm doing.
Exactly. It was the frack.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe anything else.
Okay. I'll tell you. Well, yeah. So thanks for jogging my memory.
You're welcome.
My name's Ryannicole. Good to see you guys. I am a multi-hyphenate creative, artist, actress, athlete, activist. Been out here. Mama, wife, Oaklander. Like, the list is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sister, daughter. Hello.
Yeah. Friend.
Friend,
Co-host.
all the
Co-host.
all the things. Immaculate lover. So glad to be here.
It's gonna happen. In every episode, she's a little more spicy. Sorry, Mike.
I'm turned out to be turned in, Mike.
There you go.
Hello. Yeah. What last week, man, or this past week? Yeah, I did a voiceover recording for SF MoMA, so you'll be hearing me on your radios pretty soon. I did an event with Frack, who was on Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
So we did a screening for him. We also kicked off, and I say we because I'm a co-writer of a musical called Co-Founders. We kicked off an event series that we'll be doing for the next 10 months called Out the Garage, in our exclusive garage space, where we've been kind of prototyping the musical. The musical is very tech forward, so we've got all these technical elements that we've had to prototype over the year. And now we're pretty dialed in, and we're like, well, let's open this space up to the community and invite our audience. So the event's called Out the Garage. It happens every second Thursday. We had a sold out event this past Thursday with Frack and FNG, Family Not a Group. And it was just a great time. It was a really great time. And I'm looking forward to next month. And leading up to the next week or so, we're getting ready to go into workshop for the musical with our whole cast. So that's going to be great. It's just, I'm nonstop, and I'm here with you.
And that's why she's on the show. That's why she's on the show. So fun fact, I had the tickets to go.
Yeah.
Shawn knows this. I tripped and fell because I'm old. And I thought I broke my ankle.
Like
it was
that?
Out the door. Taj was there. I'm screaming for Olivia, my 17-year-old, and my ankle just swelled. And that was on Thursday. Your event was Thursday? Okay, so that was Thursday morning. So Friday, I had the whole, I'm a event producer these days. And I had like 2 of the biggest events I've ever had to do in my life, like Friday and Saturday.
On a damn near broken ankle.
Yeah. So
my love.
I'm gonna be there next.
All right.
Okay.
For sure. We've got several more, so take it easy. Walk slowly.
I know.
And carefully.
These ankles.
Yeah.
Right. So let's get into this. I am super excited for my 2 guests, and I'm gonna let them both kind of introduce themselves, but I'm gonna first introduce Shawn because I have a really funny story. So talk about Several Lifetimes. So again, in the beginning, I said that this kind of kicks off, well, not kind of, this kicks off 2 more episodes of what I'm calling, I'm not going to steal it, RNBay, but I might. I might. It is. But 2 musical episodes that also highlight when we were party promoting. And so it was at the beginning, literally, of the Hyphy movement. We didn't even know it was a movement we were making. It was in real time. And so this is Shawn.
Hey.
And I'm going to let you introduce yourself. And then I'm going to tell a funny story about how, like...
Self is accurate.
Exactly. Several lifetimes. Several lifetimes. Thank you.
Multiple me's.
Exactly.
Of myself.
Yes.
I'm Shawn Villasenor. I've been throwing parties for 25 years without dating myself.
Right.
I know I look young.
Yeah.
And now I've been with Hennessy for 11 years, which is Team Hennessy. We have 14 major markets across the United States. I'm also the lead for the team, so I help manage the team in real time in many markets, many events going on. It's been life-changing, that's for sure. It's helped me evolve as a person, see the world, places I never thought I would see. And raise a family, and buy a house and settle down. The crazy me has evolved to a different person, a family man, focus on just the money instead of money and the hoes.
You got one at home.
She's mine for sure.
Exactly.
She about that list.
She is.
I'm glad you focus on money and not the hoes, because that takes away, they negate each other.
I try to tell the youngsters, man, and I've heard this many times, when you chase the hoes, you ain't getting no money. You chase the money, the hoes chasing you.
There you go.
Pick and choose.
Period. So let me tell, okay, so we have known each other. I when I text you, it's like 20 years, because I have a 17-year-old and I was still doing my thing before. There's like before Olivia and after Olivia. And so, so you're before Olivia, and I know Shawn through Olivia's dad.
Okay.
Laversi, but Verse.
Yeah.
Shout out baby daddy. And so this is a funny story. This is when I knew you were a real one. So we would throw parties, and it's San Jose, but it was like black too. I mean, so that was
That's what I want to know
different.
about.
Yeah, back
Different
then.
era.
Very different era. And so we were at Angels. And the party's over, so the lights come on. You see how gross the club is. Really, yep. We're all beat, and we're counting money out. And it was
me of the stories. I'm like, so what?
It's good. It's good. You're gonna like this. This is a good one. So we're counting the money, literally, right? Because we all had to it was like $1 for you, $1 for me, and so back then I was called S. That's what they S. And in true S. fashion, I had like a side dude, right? No one knew, it was a secret, because my job was to bring the dudes out, right?
Okay.
To every guy that got a table was like, do I have a chance with S. None of them had a chance. So but this is when people would drop like 10 G's on bottles, right? Yes, it was a lot.
This is the real estate era, so everybody was doing the real estate fraud.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, there was
a lot of mortgage brokers out there.
Yes. I mean, it was a huge
before the housing market crashed, because all those people were doing what they were doing.
That's right.
And Silicon Valley.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay. So, yeah, and I had a few big spenders. Shout out Donnie. How you doing?
Hey, Donnie.
He looked like Jay-Z.
Still around?
Okay.
Okay.
He's real estate, actually.
All right.
So, long story short, because that's how this always is. It's after the club. We're counting money all night. There was this dude trying to holler all night. And somehow, you know how like one of them would like hide in the bathroom,
right?
And the club would close. So they got to be in there, right? So he was still, exactly. So he was still like in there somehow. And he pulls up on me, and I'm like, don't touch me.
Oh.
Then it's, fuck you, bitch. You aren't even that cute. You got to
get in the bathroom for you.
Exactly. And so at that moment, without even a thought, Shawn stands up. Verse stands up. The dude looks, and he's like, what, this your bitch? And Laversi goes, she is. And the whole club like, no one knew. And then we all look, and then that was my man from up. But the point is, without even a second, as soon as he started disrespecting me, and I think you even had just a tank top on. You had like your shirt over your shoulder.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, no second did these two men stand up.
I love that.
And they were, and that's also the era we came from, right? I was protected.
Yeah.
Different thing.
It was. So I love that about you.
You got a tank top on now?
I know.
You know, I had to,
You gotta,
I still got the swallows.
okay. You gotta break them out every now and again. Okay.
Keep the wife.
Yeah, my wife's 31, so she's 15.
Oh yeah, you gotta
Yep.
get your
And I
push-ups
got a
in.
7-year-old and a 2-year-old, two boys, and they energetic as hell.
Yeah, you definitely gotta
I
get
gotta
your
be able to whip
push-ups in.
their ass for
Yeah.
the next 15 years.
You do.
At least.
They gonna
do.
try me.
They are.
Yeah, at least. So
They're trying you now.
Yeah.
100%.
No doubt. That's what's
So good story. Thank you for being here. So my story with this is my first time even being in the area with you, talking with you, and I harassed all the people to get to him. And so I'm really, really excited that you're here because what you represent for me in this episode is like the future, right? And not that, I mean, you're a baby, but you're a grown man baby too. So not that you're so far behind us, but we did, I mean, okay, maybe you were like 12 when he was in the tank top, you were probably 12.
I was in the parking lot.
You were. Oh, at 12? Oh, it was like that. Okay,
Yeah,
I want to
was
hear
like
about that.
Yeah, for sure.
I love it. So I think it's no introduction necessary, but we have Adrian Marcel here. And we're going to talk about everything you got going on because you're everywhere. So I'm gonna hand it over to you, and then
I go by the name of Adrian Marcel. You know, your RNBay liaison, founding father. You know what I'm talking about. And it's okay if you don't understand what RNBay is. You'll get real hip like a femur and caught up like an affair.
There we go.
with the gang.
You know, I've been around, born and raised here in the Bay Area. You know, I started out with Republic Records. You know, the major label. You know, 2 a.m. Which is still.
It's
Still going right
It
now.
is.
You know what I mean? It's 2 a.m. everywhere all the time.
Yep.
You know, but more recently went independent, you know, decided to take control of everything I have going on.
That's great.
Hooked up with my team, the Brodies, and now we are pushing this RNBay movement. And we keeping it pushing like a wheelchair.
It is a good project too.
Thank you.
And this is dope. My daughter, shout out my daughter, she put these together, but this is how these youngins are doing it. This is a Spotify code. And so if you scan it, it goes right to the album, which is dope. Thanks so much.
RNBay
right now.
is out right now, man.
Yep.
Go get
Yep.
that. Go slap that at a ridiculous value. Yeah.
So we talked a little, I mean, you mentioned briefly, you've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
You came up like,
Yeah.
we are kind of your elders, and on the forefront of like the Hyphy movement. But
Yeah.
and I love that you did give an ode to the RNBay and that it's a movement. Okay, we were at an event and like Kevin Allen Irk was there and like Fab or Rest in Peace Tracks a Million. Yeah, if you can't talk about like the influence or growing up and I'm glad that you're repping the Bay because people leave or they don't, you know. So talk about that a little.
I mean, I'm a Bay boy all the way at heart. You know what I mean? I came up in a time, you know, under my brother and my cousins and everything where, you know, they was in the streets, you know, they was mobbing around, you know, and like we said, I was in the parking lot. I was the one sitting in the car. I was sitting in the car for 4 hours. Wow, you know, that's too late.
That's what you came up with the song. Like, hey, where you
You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember it was a couple times, man. Shout out cousin Dre.
Okay. Oh
we had
yeah,
a couple
for sure.
times where, you know, we would be in the car. I mean, but that was like the thing. I would be in the car waiting. So when we pull up, you know, macking before they go inside, and when they came out macking, you know what I mean? So, you know,
Hey, baby, I know your feet hurt and everything. Come on.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've sat in some of those cars.
Dangerous. I'll take you to your car, baby. It's good.
and it was like, because I had, you know, that influence around me, you know, I always knew how to just kind of like stay in motion, you know, around the oldest, you know, and I never really kicked it with a lot of people that were my age.
Right.
You know, so when it came down to the music scene, I was just a part of it when I grew up in this time where you were proud to be from the Bay.
Yep.
You were
Yeah.
proud,
100%.
you know,
Yep.
completely like, and not to say that we're not proud today. It's just a whole different generation that is influenced by more that's outside of the bounds now.
Mhm.
Whereas before, you were like, it don't matter what they doing out there, and
Right.
what we do here.
Yep.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? This is
Yep.
how we get down, you know?
Right.
And it was a much more player Bay Area.
It
you
was.
know, in my opinion.
We
You know?
had numbers. We had numbers out here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
They're not the same, you
No.
know, but I came up in that time like seeing that, you know, so I rep it as if it's that time. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because that's what I know.
Yeah.
You know. And you know, the Mac Dre's, like you said, the Mr. Fabs, the 40s, the Drew Down. I mean, I wanted to be Drew Down.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I wanted to
Did you have those
I wanted to
curls?
be
I was trying to do it, you know what I'm saying?
of
So,
course.
I mean, I was young, you know, pressing my hair.
Sally Cell, right?
Damn, like,
Yeah.
man, it was going down, you know, real player, like, you know,
Mhm.
and, you know, now, you know, being, you know, at this age, being able to really get down and, you know, have something to stand on, you know, it's just about really pushing that movement again and bringing it back to that, you know, that this soil is special.
It is.
When it came to music, for me, in those hyphy parties or functions, as we
Right.
call them out here,
Yeah.
right? You know, it was the only place that I feel that they were mixing and blending Keep the Sneak and Too Shorts,
The
and
team,
40,
yep.
Drew Down,
Yes.
the team, the
Mhm.
Federation,
Mhm.
like 3 Times Crazy,
Mhm.
You Dangerous Dame, like I mean,
Mhm.
all of these people
Wow.
that they were blending with the Ushers or
That's
the
right.
JTs
That's right.
or the, you know what I'm saying, the Marios.
Right.
And what was so dope about it is that no matter what you were playing, it was the same.
Yeah.
It was.
You could be playing Mario, Let Me Love You. And it was like, yeah.
The influence. The
You know,
influence was
and
real.
that's
But
so,
the credit, I don't think the credit was the
no,
influence is
I mean,
real.
because
The
at
credit
the
never
same
comes
time,
from
the same, but at the same time, and that's why this whole RNBay season thing for me is, and the, being a movement is so important, is because I also was able to see how many people would come here,
Mhm.
fall in love with the lingo,
Mm.
fall in love with the isms, fall in love with the movement and motions and everything, and they would take these things
Yep.
because, let's be real, we would let them.
Yep.
You know, we were so welcoming.
Yeah, it was a
Man,
party.
I mean,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? Which is not
Bay Area culture.
which
It
is nothing wrong,
is.
right? Exactly.
It is.
Like, but they would come in, they would take these things, they would, you know, chop it down
Yep.
and then sell it back to us.
Yeah. Come on.
And then we would buy that shit.
Come on.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
crack
Yep.
cocaine
Like
once
that.
again.
You feel me?
Yep.
So for us, you know, for me and, you know, my partner Sonny B in this whole RNBay movement that we got,
Shout out Sonny.
Sonny
Okay.
B.
Yeah,
Yes, that's
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
boy. That's my brother right there. It was about saying no longer, no more,
Yeah.
no more will you come here. This has to be something that you can't just come grab and snatch.
That's
Yep.
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like number one is the Bay is on it.
That's
Yep.
RNBay.
Yeah.
So number one, I do not want to hear nobody who is not born and raised from this soil, who has not been bit before, who
Come
has
on.
not, who
Right.
has not like, you feel me, like really been in the shit out
Or
here.
bipped. Or bipped.
Or
Yeah,
they own
or
bip,
bip.
Dipped on their own.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear nobody screaming RNBay
Yeah.
that ain't gave respect.
That's
and,
right.
and
Love it.
everything we do, we put it in it because it's like, you know, we also have this thing where we're too humble sometimes
Mm.
about what we're doing, our creativeness, right?
Mm.
We're so innovative. You look at
Mhm.
Yep.
40, like it's fucking mogul.
A
Yeah, the water and
genius.
how he
Yeah,
still
genius.
moving, right?
Yes.
It's just
Yeah.
the 80s. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I mean, I was just listening to a short record where I think it was in 84, 85. And I'm
Right.
like, he's making hits in 85.
Right.
Yes.
This
Right.
nigga is still
Yes.
making hits today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So again, we've always been known for this innovation. And the way me and Sonny B looked at it was like, that was the hip hop too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very hip hop driven.
Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
question when we got together to each other was like, well, who's doing that? Who has done that in R&B from here, from the soil?
Yeah.
So
I mean,
where we step up and you know what I'm saying? And in the past 10 years,
it's been a long
especially
time.
where it's like, you know, you have the Tony,
Right.
Sheila
The
E's, you know what I'm
Bows,
saying?
all
You
of
got
them.
the both,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
But now you're looking at the past 10 years, like who has
Right.
put their self at the table, the seat of the R&B
You.
global table, right?
Yep.
And
As the
with
lead.
that, as the lead.
Yeah.
Right,
Because
you
it's
know what I'm
cats
saying?
that are in the Bay or from the Bay
Exactly.
who support
Leading
the
it from the background.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Which is-
Exactly.
and
Yes.
shout out to them because it is
Right, right.
extremely important and
Yeah.
imperative.
Yep.
But we know that we live in a culture and in a time where that's not appreciated.
That's
It's
right.
not seen.
That's right.
It's hard for people to appreciate things that they have never seen.
Yep.
Right? They won't
Yep.
believe in it.
Yep.
So to be that front runner to say, no, we're gonna step in front
Yeah.
and show you and be the face of it.
Yeah.
You know, because RNBay, I'm not gonna sit here and take full credit. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking credit for creating it as a genre,
There you go.
right? I'm not taking credit for the name and the title because I would have to give that to Jay Valentine. You know what I'm saying? That's
Just Valentine.
you know what I'm
That
saying?
makes
That's
sense.
gold. You know what I'm
I
saying?
would literally listen to it over
It's still
and
playing.
over.
It's
and
still
over.
slide. It's still slide, right?
So good.
And Jay, and even you look at, again, he's a prime example of what the Bay Area is about, because to go from that to now be the mogul he is, the R&B Money podcast, and
Yes.
working with Tank so closely
Yeah.
and driving this R&B conversation so
Mhm.
forward. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's how we do.
Exactly.
We infiltrate and we melt in and we make shit better.
We
Yep.
disrupt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We disrupt, you know, in
Yep.
the best possible
Yep.
way.
Yep.
So for us, it was just always about, like, you know, because I took a seat back from music probably after 2019, right before COVID happened.
Okay.
So COVID was perfect for me.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like I settled in. I was like, I'm not doing shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not stressed. And now
Right.
you niggas ain't doing
Right.
that. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Equal
Yeah.
playing field.
Hey,
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
We're all chilling.
We're all
Right.
chilling right now, you know? But in that time, I was able to reset, be a dad, be a husband, like get my life together,
Yeah.
because
I feel
everything that I was doing for music, it was fucking up my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I was making some fucked up decisions
Yeah.
Mhm.
because of how focused I was on just this one thing.
Yeah.
And it was a reset that happened for me in COVID. So meeting Sonny B, us linking up at the right time,
Mhm.
and now being able to say, no, it's a balance now for me. I'm able to do what I do the way I do it now because I understand that my personal has everything to do with
My professional.
professional.
That's hard. Isn't that real though? You have to live a life in order to write good records.
Right.
Period.
Several
So,
lifetimes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're not living good life,
Mhm.
them records are trash.
And I think that comes down to what some of the issue is
Yeah,
today,
I
is
agree.
that the audience has become the drive. And
Yeah.
for me, I'm at a place now where I'm not making music for the audience anymore.
Yeah.
You know, I'm making music for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
This is the music that me and my people, we like.
That's right.
This is what I want to hear.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
What
if
y'all
y'all want to
hear.
mess
Yeah.
with it,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
fine.
If y'all fuck with it,
Right.
fuck with it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We good, but
Yeah.
if not, then, you know, keep doing the microwave McDonald's shit.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, because at
Right.
the end of the day, everybody has a number at McDonald's.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you pull up to
You
McDonald's,
know what it
you
is.
still know what number you
Yeah.
want, but
Yeah.
it's just how often are you there?
Right.
Right.
You feel me? So, you know, with this now, you know, we were able just to take a new focus and to say, like, man, we're gonna bring some substance back, and we're gonna do it in the way that
I love
the
it.
Bay Area does it.
I love
You
it.
know, so the music that you hear, we putting our lingo in it. We taking R&B records and talking about, you know what I'm saying, on Cetas.
Hey.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got records, but we talking about, you know what I'm saying, baby, don't high side. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like people don't even realize what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like we're
Stop
bringing
blue
back-
riding on my love.
You feel me? Come on, you know? So it's a thing where it's like really bringing that culture back, because everywhere around the world, man, LA's,
Yeah. They do.
Chicago,
Yeah.
They do.
New York's,
Yeah.
Atlanta's.
That's very
And for me, it's like the Bay needs to Bay.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I can be that R&B 40, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
then I'll take that stamp. Like,
Yeah.
you
You
feel me?
can be.
Because that's
You
really,
can be.
it's wide open.
I
Yeah.
love it. It sure is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a lane, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
But you're absolutely right. It's really about taking a step back and living life.
Mhm.
Like, go through some shit
Mhm.
so that you can bring that shit, you know what I'm saying,
Real
to
talk.
wax.
Because listen,
that game.
house
Yeah.
is not a home. Or Teddy P telling us to turn the lights off.
That's real.
You know what I'm
shit. Turn
saying?
the goddamn
Turn the
lights
lights
off.
off. Like,
Yeah, you know.
you gotta live some life. To have
Yeah.
sing those lyrics to
Yeah.
know that. So, you know, that's what we need in the music right now. I'm just like, I'm gonna take off my clothes. It's fine. You don't have to tell me to do all that.
Right.
But give me some context.
And
Yes.
that was
You know.
a conversation we were having. Like, man, how do we say the same shit in a
Yes.
different way?
Yes.
Right.
There's a million different ways to say I love you.
Yeah.
There's a million different ways to say turn the lights off.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like it takes a player mentality
Yeah.
to be able to find that and mix that up to create and be innovative. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's the soil. Like we know, we talk different here.
Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna take your girl. I'm a bit.
You feel me?
Everybody ain't even up on game one day. Like you gotta explain. Like, no, we ain't talking about bipping cars.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Right, yo, chick.
realistically,
Right.
I'm way too light skinned, too large looking to be bipping anybody's fucking car. Like that just is off brand.
That was Adrian Marcel. I saw him.
Did y'all see Adrian Marcel hair?
He had a mask on, but it was the ring.
I have been known to be a swindler, but
I have my veterinary. Oh no, I had that in. I was definitely in the streets don't know how to do.
You had an opaque ski mask.
but no, but again, you take lessons from 40. Take lessons from the OGs where it's like the creator of cabbage and broccoli.
Come on, literally.
You know what I'm saying?
He gave everybody the blueprint from a young age. I was an independent hustler. And that wasn't just only in music. Like I've told 40 many times, like you laced me up with so much game and you don't even know it.
Right.
And he's so humble and appreciative, but he literally put it on wax before anybody put it on wax.
Man, that was the game.
And no scandals and being with his wife and they're in matching outfits last
Again,
week, right? That's
the type of shit I look at. I look at it like, again, like we talked about before.
Yeah.
When you're young, you have a different perspective of what cool is.
Yeah.
That changes as you get older.
Yes,
right.
And you can't see that. So when you look at 40, it's like, man, you've been the coolest motherfucker. I mean, you know what I mean?
And you're a player. But it doesn't mean that, I don't know what he's done.
Right.
But no scandals. His wife's with him.
You know shit where you eat.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's one of the first things I learned out here is, you don't mess up where your money's coming from.
Right.
You gonna mess up that, then you kind of dead in the water.
Exactly.
You know?
Let me stop here for a second because I got to do a few things. So you're tuned in several lifetimes to podcast. I'm Sarah Tiffany, and I'm with Ryannicole and Adrian Marcel and Shawn Villasenor. Yes, thank you. You know, that's the one thing. That's the one. I can't roll my R.
Roll it.
I can't.
You can't roll the R?
I had a speech impediment.
Okay.
Exactly.
Buildabeast.
So look, I had a speech impediment when I was a little girl.
Okay, fair.
You want to talk about that?
All right, we don't have to.
I overcame it.
Okay.
But yeah, thank you all for being here. You just, gave us some real game. I love it. Let's talk. We gotta do a little some funny shit too, okay? Because that was serious. It was good. I love it. But so I feel like there are several men that would say I was the queen of like toxicity in a relationship. I am overcome, I think, or I have overcame.
I'm always like, what is she gonna say?
Yeah. So I'm a recovering toxic girl, but we will have, like, in all seriousness, right? There is some level to teaching our youngins how to love healthily. Or is that the word healthily? Healthy.
Okay, we making up shit.
I always do. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Healthily. Yeah. So funny story. So my daughter is 17 and she does have a boyfriend and I love him. I do. He's a great kid, and his parents, you have to, the values,
right?
Because I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But like I'm a good mom.
Yeah.
Right. So okay. So has her little AirPod in and she is loading some clothes in from the washer to the dryer. And I'm in my room and I hear, and she's like, I'm so glad I'm in a healthy relationship. And she's talking to one of her girls. And I sat there and I was like, okay, I think I did my job a little bit. Because I don't know if I've ever been in a healthy relationship. And I'm 44.
Damn, girl, let me get some notes.
Right, like, come in the room. Like,
right. And she was just putting the laundry in. And I'm like, okay, that was one check.
Wow.
And she is like, the way that even at 17 that they talk to each other and that they're not obsessive over each other.
These youth aren't about the BS. Like, I peep how they move. They don't wear heels. They like, listen, my knees are not, I'm not finna stand in line. Y'all stupid.
She shops at the, she thrifts.
See?
My daughter's back to school list was like, I want to go thrifting. I need a new pair of Crocs.
See?
And maybe a pair of Converse.
These youth are sensible.
And black eyeliner. Because that's all she does.
Yeah.
And she has baggy jeans.
Yep.
Natural hair.
Come on.
And then this is all those little pimple
relationship.
patches all
Oh, I
over
know.
their face though.
Stars
It's
and
weird.
that
My-
is great.
okay, so my 10-year-old is using those.
Yes, it's a thing.
Yeah, because she'll come to me. She's like, "Daddy got a pimple. Hold on, let me see."
No,
It's on there.
exactly.
It's like this little star or Hello Kitty sitting on my face.
Y'all pick me up. So look,
What the fuck is this?
They wear them out, and
Yeah.
those little
Yeah.
patches
They
are
wear 'em.
expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
she
wear
goes
out.
to her mother and her
They
go to
wear 'em
O2.
out.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they just buy out
Oh,
the
sorry.
The stick.
buy out the stickers.
Yeah.
They're expensive. I'm gonna get some.
Well,
I'm gonna make
yeah,
some.
but they work.
Some.
But
They
it
do.
works.
It does. It
Put
dries
shit
it
on
up.
there, and in 2 days, it's
Yeah.
gone.
They got
It's gone.
tats. They got
Yeah.
full tats on
Yeah.
the face.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
They are a cool generation.
They are.
She just, my nanny is the Kim Kardashian. That right, like
Okay.
full face makeup when they need to
Yes,
leave.
yeah.
And so yeah, the one after is Docs, Crocs,
Yeah.
baggy jeans.
Yeah.
I think it's the era too, post COVID. Everybody got that relaxed.
Real comfort.
Definitely, you're right. Yeah,
Pajamas outside.
Yeah. That's
It never
that's a
stops.
bridge too far.
the pajamas outside, and there's SpongeBob.
Now, I ain't
That's
just gonna
true.
let y'all go. No, because my whole era growing up, that's what girls was doing. They was walking
Yeah.
outside with pajamas, bonnets,
Did I miss
with the fucking
Plaid boxers.
cartoon.
Yeah, like
Cartoon,
SpongeBob.
like
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob
Yes,
shit,
I don't
like
like that.
That was a
I
thing.
don't like it.
And I mean, I was
Oh, yeah.
hot to me back then. I think she
Exactly.
Our era was what we couldn't afford.
Yeah.
A $10,000 purse.
The juicy couture fits.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah, but-
parties, shirts.
Yeah.
I won some big points off Juicy.
There you go.
You know,
Well,
now
they're
try to
back.
bring some Juicy.
No,
Like, all
all
that
of
shit's
it.
back.
Do that.
For real?
My daughter wants a Juicy Couture
Really?
velour, and that
Yeah.
it's expensive.
Real?
On Dutch or whatever. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I remember.
I watched
Here's
that.
my shit. If it gets my daughter some Juicy, you see what's crazy over it?
With the
Somebody
butt?
like, damn, you are your mama's daughter.
Yes.
He knows the secrets.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Because she asked for one, and I went on, and it's like it's expensive back.
Get her a Juicy Small A. She won't know that.
The Juicy at Marshall.
Yeah,
exactly. There you go. Nordstrom's rack.
Right. So that was a long preface into I want to know, have you ever done anything in the name of love that would be considered toxic or had some I'm not going to say his name. Let me tell this is, and then you can think while I say this story, because this is toxic, but this is good. So I'm from the era that we had to have the disposable cameras.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God for that.
So I think I invented the selfie though.
Throw it all away.
Jeanette, Kate, remember Kate?
K. Wang.
Yep. Okay. We
That's right.
we for the first. I think that we were in there with a sidekick, and I said, "Let's turn the camera around and see if we could take a picture of
Oh,
ourselves."
wow.
And then half of us was cut off, but I think I was one of like the
Selfie,
first.
selfie.
Oh,
Wow.
selfie queen.
True Bay Area.
Selfie
Bay
queen.
Area.
Wow.
Yes. So we had the disposables, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I was dating a dude.
Yeah.
Yes, I was dating a dude who, you know, I had a few at the same time, but my main one.
Tell me.
Yep. My main one, long story short, because it's always long story short, I took the camera to Walgreens or wherever. Right? No, it probably was Long's in San Jose.
Oh, wow.
Long's
Did you get
drugstore.
ice cream while you were waiting?
Probably. That's right, Abe. Yes. Yep. They still got it. So come to pick back up the photos, and the kid behind the thing is like, "Oh, it was bad. It was bad film. Every picture's black." And I was like, "Damn, that was a good night." Well, you didn't know if it was a good night until you saw the picture.
Right.
Okay, so maybe like 3 days later, my boo, the main one, comes over, and he comes in, and instantly I'm like, "Uh-oh, what's going on?" And he sits down and he lays a packet of photos,
Oh.
and we start flipping them through. Chewy Gomez and Trace? Who was Trace? Okay,
Yeah.
they were in there.
Too.
I thought I was Beyonce, so I had on some camo and all the things. And and I'm up on a chair. And you can see my, I'm doing one of these. Okay. And he's just flipping through. And all of a sudden, I realized that fool switched the cameras out
Yes.
and then just took a bunch of, you know him, and took a bunch of pictures
Wow.
and took a bunch of pictures. And then he went and got the film developed. That's a player move,
That's
though.
a big player move.
And psychotic.
That's a second move.
I don't think that's player at all.
No, for a female, I mean, that's something we would have. That's
Right.
I should have notes on that. Okay, there you go. You're right. You're right. All right. And to this day, that's up there on the list.
So wait a minute.
So I had the camera in the car. I drove a Mustang.
What
I
color
had
was
So many did.
Was it-
white.
Okay.
Yep, a
No
5.0 though.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, come on.
With the-
Somebody.
Yep.
5.0.
Yep.
Wangers.
Yes.
Drop top or not?
It was a drop. But
Whoa.
I will say it leaked and it was a little,
Yeah.
Yeah, the windows would fog up when it rains because it was like
Yeah.
kind of moist in the back.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Weather stripping.
So I think that I had the camera in the
Okay.
car.
Yeah.
I probably didn't return the sidekick texts because texts were like $2.50 a pop back
Exactly.
then.
You
I
gotta
mean,
be
the
Call me after 5.
exactly. There were no
I got
plans,
text
right? It was
It's free
yep,
after
yep,
5
yep.
or free after 7.
But it was blinged out. Let me tell you, my sidekick was blinged out, and you could flip it like that. So, I think what happened is he saw the camera, knew I was on some shit,
Yes.
switched him out, and then I went to develop, and then he laid out that.
Yo, were they incriminating?
Oh yeah, Chewy. We're lucky that we don't have those photos.
Should we go, man?
This was at the Beehive. What club owner, you know, worked with us, and then
He had the biggest party in the Bay.
he did
Thursday nights at Beehive were actually the reason why I started throwing Thursdays in San Francisco.
exactly.
Wow.
Because no one in San
couldn't
Francisco
touch
had
it.
Thursdays like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
They were doing like EDM, and back then you had to like wear really strict dress code.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Beehive was the only one kind of going against that, and
Yep.
it was cracking. Like Oakland, East Palo Alto, everybody's coming to San Jose.
Yep.
So we started doing it in Frisco. We're like, we're gonna do hip hop,
Yep.
relaxed dress code,
Yep.
and that was my motivation because
Wow.
everybody met their baby mama at Beehive.
They did, literally, except for me. But having an all-black crowd in San Jose was
Right.
also, they were racist.
Right,
I mean, like, if you weren't dressed, if you were black, you had to be almost like dressed.
Y'all were dressed business casual.
Exactly.
Like at the club. Like,
Yeah.
right. It
Yeah.
was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I never owned so many damn button ups.
Gee.
Corduroy.
Yeah. Oh,
You couldn't wear jeans.
No,
you guys
you
come
couldn't.
This goes straight to church from the club.
right.
And you be overdressed.
And you,
Wow.
Hold your water.
right.
Yeah. So the theme is like taking, like, they took care of us.
Yeah.
They took care of me.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
because of Manasseh is how I met Kaz, the team.
I see.
Because then he would call me and be like, he called me and said, I got this, I have this rap group performing and like no one's really feeling them. So can you bring some girls and I'll put you on the stage where they perform? And it was the team. And it was It's Getting Hot in Here, right? That's what and Kaz and I from that moment became like best friends. So again, that was Kaz's
Kaz.
so that was a long story to toxicity. That was like 40 stories in one. Did you think of anything that's funny or anything?
You know,
not GHB.
Yeah, that's too funny.
No, I didn't.
Yeah. You didn't even know what it was.
Like,
So that's
what is
it.
that?
Yeah.
Let's remember that.
Right.
I did not know what that is.
Nobody making 2 a.m.
Right.
No, you know.
That's true. You're right. You're right.
It's one thing about me, I don't force shit. No, I mean, you know, man, me and my wife have a lot of stories.
Yeah.
You know,
The growth.
I did a lot to make it this far
Yeah.
with her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How long y'all been rocking?
We've been rocking together about 16 years.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've been married 7.
Oh, yeah.
We just had,
Oh, yeah.
we just had our 7-year anniversary.
Happy.
Yeah, thank you. But yeah, I mean, so what's crazy is my wife started off, she might kill me for sharing all.
Come on the show and
Right.
get him back.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my wife started off as sort of like, what, side girl?
Yeah. All the best ones too.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
Girl.
that's kind of
You were a side girl? No.
okay.
I think I'm the side girl in 3 relationships.
But go front and center always.
There you go. There you go.
I mean,
No
you know,
side
that's the
bitches.
thing. So I used
like being
to,
the side.
I was always into older women.
Okay.
Again, we go back. I'm I'm outside of the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Or whatever. So
You think?
I
You
was
Chris
always
Brown
into-
dancing after
12 years old is nuts.
12 years old is nuts. You know what I'm saying? So
It's a little abusive, 12 years old.
I mean,
It's scary.
I would be in clubs I think I was in clubs at like 13 or 14.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Started getting in, you
I
know?
think I remember you at the club.
Man.
Inappropriately.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you could tell I was hella young because it was like, I had this fascination with like Usher's music at that time. Usher had just dropped Confessions.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm in the club and
You're doing these moves.
I'm dancing with the girls, you know, my brother and they laugh and they like, yeah, get her. So I'm sitting there dancing. As soon as Usher come on though, it was like, get out the way. You know?
My moment.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been at home.
And that's when the bouncers would be like, you're so fucking idea one more time.
He's not concerned about these girls.
Your knees ain't hurting.
No. But
Oh, girl.
yeah,
But that song, too.
I was into older women, and at that time I was dating somebody, and funny because we're here, I might as well share this one.
Please.
We were
Oh, yeah.
in the studio here.
Love it.
Oh, wow.
Working late at night.
Let me do something really quick. Shout out to Kingmakers.
Yes.
We are at now the Kingmakers of Oakland, their studio, their business, beautiful, but they have some history. But shout out to Baba Chris and his whole team, and Brendan and Rock and everybody. Thank you.
Yeah, so we started back then. It was the Zoo, right?
Yeah.
So we were working, me, Jane Hancock, Chastity, Shay,
Hey.
Rock.
Wow.
And you know, back then we had this little thing called Third Boys, you know, so we were pushing it hard, and my girl was in the studio with me, you know, she was here with us, you know, and we're working. But at the time I was already going through this back and forth with, you know, my wife today.
Mhm.
And
Because you're okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
and this is fresh after, like, I think I had just did this is when Monday Soul was at the Air Lounge.
Oh, yes.
Air Lounge. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, you said Air Lounge.
Air Lounge.
Yeah, down.
Yeah,
Yes.
You go
Oh,
down. And
almost
the
died there,
told me
too.
'cause they was
Yeah.
like, all right, little nigga,
You
you
got
sing,
talent.
you got talent.
Yeah.
Make sure we don't catch you doing nothing stupid. Cool, you know? But I had just had a show there, and
Yeah.
I had both of them there, and I
So
was
you were
moving
young.
around. I was moving around to both, you know. But my wife was so player because she pop in there and she'd just be like, hey man, do your thing. I'm going home. Are you going home?
Yeah.
Let me wrap this shit up real quick. So I can, you know what I'm saying? That was it, right?
That's the game.
But so at that time I was going back and forth, and I was trying to be solid. So I was telling her, we can't fuck around no more. I can't talk to you. You can't
Like,
do
all
that. Right? You know what I'm saying? But
Suit yourself.
she called me one night while I'm here, and she's like, I'm at McDonald's.
Oh, the one right here, West Oakland.
Up the streets.
So I'm like, hey, y'all want anything to eat? Like, y'all hungry? Like, everybody kind of hungry and shit. I'm like, man, y'all just keep on working. I'm about to go, you know, grab my girl's like, I'll go with you. I'm like, no. I'm like, stay here. I'm gonna just go get it real quick because it's just a lot. You know, we might be gone too long. I don't want them to think we doing nothing. It's cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Pull up over there, get a quick freak on. You know what I'm saying? Come
A
back.
lot happened in the car.
Yeah, it was real. But as you know, as time went on, it was like a big, like, I was bouncing. I was going back and forth. Because at that time I was trying to figure out, like, you know, what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
you know, and all that. But it was one thing my wife always, like, I always felt myself when I was with her. And, like, he was the one that it wasn't just about the fun and all that shit. You know, she brought it out of me. She brought like that shit out of me. So I put her through a lot at those times because she was like, be calling me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hook up with you tonight, and then don't answer, don't call her for like a month.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
Go see me when there was a term.
and then
There
you
were
know,
no terms.
you know what I'm saying? No terms. It would always be like wild. And then I saw one day my homeboy was at the studio with me. He was like, man, you know, yeah, she got like a little boyfriend or something now, or whatever.
Oh,
Like,
I hit you in the chest, didn't it?
look this shit up real fast. And at this time, you get up there, look, and on Instagram, it was FaceTime. I mean, not FaceTime, Facebook.
Yes,
And
of
on
course.
one of the pictures, some goof ass nigga was talking about I love you or some shit. I'm like, I love you. Monkey Rich.
You like, hey, I'm at McDonald's.
I'm in the
You know what I'm saying? But I told him, I was like, okay, hit her real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know, hit her with some, I'm just checking. Got a new phone. I'm trying to see what Danielle this
New
is.
phone, who this?
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And she's like, oh, yeah, it's me. Da, da, da. He was like, okay. I said, tell her. Because there's the thing we had back then. I would say that we got discrepancies. That was like, we had these words that were used. So I told her, I had said, text her, you have some discrepancies. And she was like, excuse me?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. And I think at the time she was laid up with this nigga.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Yeah.
let me,
I've got some discrepancies.
you know what I'm saying?
Gotta go to McDonald's.
And I think we hadn't talked in like 8 months because I told her I
Wow.
couldn't fuck with her.
Right.
But then after that, I the next day got on the phone with her. I'm gonna pull up on you. Pulled up, shit, right back like it was nothing. But I told her at that night, I'm like, look, I'm about to work my shit out real quick. Drop him.
Yes.
Yeah.
You belong to me now.
We are.
We are.
Yeah.
We are officially
I
official.
love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
And just know, give me a
You
couple.
bipped her.
I
did. Straight
I
up.
can
He
do the
did.
bipping.
Thing for
I told her, give me a couple weeks. Shit, I was straight after about 2 days. Like, I had moved to West Oakland. I'm like, hey, I'm in West Oakland. Come, you feel me? And since then, we've been rocking.
Love it.
He was on some, hey, baby, I'm not coming home.
I'm
never
no,
coming
like
home.
literally.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm done.
You
You
know.
know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, it worked out. You know what I'm saying? It was best. Like, was with an older woman. You know what I mean? We're best friends.
That's what's up.
They're hella, they're close. I mean, it's
Wait,
all good.
Wow.
the three?
We're all close. Everybody's hella
That's good. That toxicity.
again, player.
Player.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's about, like, for me, it was, how do I make sure my universe and my space is clear so
That's
that
right.
I can move freely how
That's
I choose
right.
and how I need to.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So that, we have these paths or whatever, and if you don't own up to it, if you don't like sit in it, you know what I mean? Then you don't have the time to really fix it and heal it.
Real talk.
You know what I mean? So I love that I have kids now. Like my son, I get to show him,
Yeah.
my oldest daughter, she saw all the back and forth.
All the shenanigans.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all of my younger ones, like, they get to see me in a space where it's like, nah, I don't want my kids looking at me like, oh yeah, that's my dad.
Yeah.
No.
Something you're proud of.
Yeah, I want to
Yes.
say something I was proud of. So we went through that. I always say, like, men from the Bay Area, like, at least for me, I have this thing where it's like, I can't really love you and be with you if I ain't put you through some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I ain't put you through some shit, how do I know?
That's
You know what I'm
toxic,
saying?
though.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Exactly.
how do I
Yeah.
know how you gonna hold up?
Yeah.
feel me?
Are you
Because
really down?
I ain't trying to get bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to have my shit
Trying to
bit.
stay here.
So I just know it's like, I stressed her out enough
Yeah.
to where it was like, I can't stop thinking about this nigga.
Yeah.
But then love the shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? So that it's like, can't nobody else come.
It'll be
fuck
better.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like, better, yeah.
Man, brother.
I love it.
Yeah.
So they're telling me we're going to wrap it up in a few minutes.
Oh, we gotta hear Shawn's talk.
Yeah, we got to hear.
We do. What do you got? What do you got?
I ain't got no time.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Okay.
Damn. Well, we ain't gonna talk nothing.
Wait, well, I am gonna say, can I say what we were talking about before? I don't know if it got on. That Shawn had the first girl in San Jose, guaranteed, hands down, facts, that had the first BBL.
BBL Drizzy.
And it was, well, I'm gonna tell, she was a cool ass chick though. Like all
She was toxic.
oh, of course.
We were very toxic.
I mean,
was the toxic.
Kate, I saw Kate pour a milkshake on like Shawn's laptop. I mean, like laptops
That
were
was
really,
Wow.
me.
no,
Another-
someone else.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we were all toxic back then.
Yeah.
But she had lamb fat injections in her
Hey.
butt, and it looked good,
Organic.
And I think you guys, she might have went to those hotels that had it. And
Damn.
I don't-
Nah, we went to LA.
Oh,
Like, I went with her.
oh yeah.
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 I just I didn't know what was really going
She had
on.
money though. She had money.
Yeah, she did bottle service when no one's doing bottle service.
Exactly.
I got the ball. She's actually the reason I started throwing parties or something.
Yeah.
I started in Frisco.
Yeah.
She's working at this club and their Thursdays were whack. So they're like, start doing Thursdays
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Brought Demolition Man down.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We had
Yeah.
tracks. We had,
History.
yeah, a lot of Bay Area.
So-
Basically, we started trying to do the hyphy shit in San Jose because nobody would. They were scared.
They were.
Everybody was scared.
And we had not one. I mean, I probably was the only person who assaulted anybody, and it was, you know, my baby daddy at the time. We had it was like nonviolence, no guns, no shooting.
Yeah.
Side shows. And
Yeah.
the police were really, really, really deep back
They
then.
were.
They were.
SJ.
That's also why San Jose is hurting so much now. They put so much time and effort into not making people want to come to San Jose.
Right.
Especially once they start
People
building the
don't
condos, they're like, no big clubs no more, only
Yeah.
this and that. Because there used to be like 10 clubs in San Jose, and everybody would go to San Jose.
Yeah.
It'd be thousands of people.
Man, we would get in the
Thousands.
car. We would get in the car at like 10, get there 10:45,
Pre-drinking
11.
the whole way.
Yeah, pre-drink. Of course. Get there, party, function, have a good time, and then be like, oh, we gotta
Gotta go.
fly back.
Well, that's what we would get hotels.
Yeah.
So this leads into an episode called G14 Classified. So
Hey.
we would get hotels on First Street, and then our name Icons Entertainment was like kind of famous, and so we would have fake names because not for me, but like Ty Shawn, he's going to be on the next episode, and Shawn, the other Shawn,
Mhm.
had
Uh-huh.
20 females in the hotel trying to find out where the rooms were and all that.
Toxic.
Okay, 3 minutes and hella toxic. And I also, yep, I would have people who would escort like the main one down the back stair,
Yeah.
and then like one would come
Usher
up.
a new one.
But I say all this to say, like, I'm gonna say it. I did my thing, but I wasn't like ran through. So I used to always say, like, I'm not like a slut. Yes.
That's exactly.
I was kind of a murderer, but not a rapper.
Exactly.
I was like a high class, like,
I mean, he was a dude.
exactly,
nigga.
exactly,
Pretty much.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I gave a lot of illusion
Mhm.
who you might be able
Yeah, you
to
were gamed up. That's the-
Exactly.
you flipped it on him.
and then they wouldn't hear from me.
The
that
most
night.
gamed up women I've ever met in my life
Right.
are from here.
For sure,
Yeah.
100%.
Are from here. Like
Oh, that's
the
nice.
games, the like unmatched.
Yep.
That's because they deal with it at a young age.
Exactly.
They're like, you know what?
From the get-go.
You ain't gonna get me no more.
From middle
Exactly.
school.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Okay, we're gonna do okay, so we got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. My team, they're so great. Give me a little bit of toxic, and then I want just a few final words. And this is what always happens: is that then I'm like, can you guys come back? So
Part two.
please, I don't like change all these lifetimes, but we're gonna remix this back. We're gonna come to one of your events.
Oh,
One of your
no.
events. I want to start going live.
I want you
Okay.
at my event.
Come on.
We're going to talk about it.
Come on, I'm
All right.
Well, now, but no. Well, I'm gonna take 10% off of whatever.
No, we go back to
We go back.
I don't care.
Yeah, we go back.
It's out there.
disconnect.
My mom's a lawyer.
Okay.
I will sue you. I will.
I have
And
to
she's white.
document
And she's
I
white.
have this documented.
Exactly.
We gonna say the toxic because ain't no time.
Oh, all right. All right.
Think
But
about it.
20 seconds.
he made a lot of movies. He made a lot of movies.
Oh.
We were making movies
Yeah,
before.
when you were talking about
Make a movie.
freaking filming to Walgreens. They just had me flashback when I had like naked pictures.
Yo. And they said no.
Sometimes they said no. Sometimes I-
Yeah.
But that's when you said, "Oh,
It happened to me too.
Huh?
No, it happened.
You have
You have to get the yes.
Not the.
Why she like that? The angles.
Oh, I was trying to make my stomach look
There
flatter.
you go.
And not everybody has
We've
that
been there.
stomach.
We've been there.
Right, not everybody has Ryan Nicole's body.
Good.
Yeah. I've had that happen.
That's funny.
Okay, final words. So, the past has really brought us to the future. And I think, okay, so I feel like you're a good representation. We talked a little bit about my daughter. I know that you both have beautiful children. I feel like we're like doing okay,
Yeah.
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
It has not, my granny said, it hasn't gone to hell in a handbasket.
Hello.
It's teetering up, but, so
I keep pressing the issue.
we do. Final words for, let's motivate it because we've all been through some shit, right? If you could give a few words of wisdom, what would they be, Ryan?
It sounds like, I mean, based on what we've talked about today, it feels like, you know, not shitting where you eat is so important. We all gonna live our life. We all gonna do what we do. We're all gonna go through phases in life where you're gonna do some dirt, where you might be toxic. You have to be able to compartmentalize it. And if you can't compartmentalize it, you just gotta have radical honesty and responsibility around it. You're gonna be a player, speak on it. And be a real player.
Yeah.
Don't hide. If you hiding and dipping and ducking and lying, that ain't player at all. Keep it a buck. And see how you can move forward from that.
Love it.
Yeah, I would say, you know, just staying true to yourself, you know, and owning your shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, like I was saying, like I wouldn't be able to move forward and go forward into my future if I wasn't very secure in my past and owning everything that I've done, that I am, where I've been, where I've gone, just this whole thing. I've never made, I think for me, my biggest thing is just never making a date more important than a destination, you know, for me. And today I'm 35.
A baby.
You know, a baby, a youngster, but I'm right on that cusp.
A grown man.
Old enough and young enough to be able to mesh in both worlds and be that medium to both, you know. But just understanding that there's so much time. We always talk about life is short, and it is. It's very short, but it's very long in the sense of what you're able to do in that short amount of time.
Right.
So it's just understanding that today is not tomorrow. Let today be today. Let tomorrow be tomorrow, but live for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people out here living for today.
Yeah.
It's like we got to start making decisions and moves that will motivate our tomorrows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I say, own your demons, face your demons. Everybody's going to go through some shit in their lifetime. Just know whatever you do comes back around. So if you try to duck it and dodge it, it's going to get you the wrong way.
Yeah.
Do good business, and that's going to come back around. That's how I basically got my job at Hennessy now. You know, I was always in nightlife. I never fucked nobody over.
Yep.
I've been through a lot of shit. I've seen a lot of shit.
Yep.
I helped build a lot of shit. But at the end of the day, I own my own shit and I face my own shit.
Yeah.
And that's why success has come my way, because I'm able to connect dots with so many different people in so many different fields, because I've always done right by people. And in return, they do right by me. I'm from an era where we give respect if we get respect.
100%.
If you don't respect me, then I ain't gonna fuck with you.
Yeah.
But I come off from the beginning with respect.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's all it is.
Love it.
Good. I'll close out with, I think the theme is all the same too, is like, it's player, it's real, it's grown, but protect people too. Like, I think that, you know, I'm trying to really teach my daughter and her friends, like, look out for each other.
Yeah.
Like, speak up, right? In the me in social media and in front of our faces. But no, if they're not cool, look out for them. And that, because there's so many times that really terrible shit could happen to me.
Yeah.
But there were people like him and Manasseh and just all the, you know, all the people that really were like, that's a little girl. Let me look at that. So I think, but I think we're doing okay. And I am so happy you guys came. We're about to head on over to a day party. Thanks, Tennessee.
Good time.
So yeah, you've been listening to Several Lifetimes. This is the podcast. We're wrapping up episode 2, but we'll be back because I harass people until they answer my phone call. And
All right. Deliver. So
There you go.
cute. It's a wrap. Thanks.
yeah.
Touch.
Bye.